Good morning, First Baptist Church. Hope you're doing good, enjoying the beautiful days we've had. A little bit cloudy today, but you know what? We've been blessed for some beautiful days. Hope you woke up encouraged. Just to share with you, be honest with you, today as I woke up, some of the first news I received was discouraging that Iowa's quarantine might be extended because of the numbers in our state going up. And so I'm in prayer that that doesn't happen. However, I was discouraged and just lackadaisical about not doing anything. And until I came into the office and there's a stack of cards outside my door that was from you, as happened already in the last few weeks, and messages and calls I've received so encouraging. And these are just great to receive. They're an encouragement to me and my family, and I appreciate that you're doing it. And it was a boost for my day. And I wanted to share with you something. And when this whole COVID thing started, and of course, I had to start doing stuff that was uncomfortable, such as this, a video. Instead of getting to talk to you in person and give you a hug and a handshake or whatnot, and opportunities to speak to pastors and call and try to be an encouragement to them, and they encourage me and share ideas. I was challenged by Brother Nate Hesse, as many of you know, as a pastor in Missouri, church starter, that he had studied the book of Habakkuk, and there was a lot of parallels there to what's going on today. And so it challenged me in my quiet time to not just read over it, but to study and look into that book a little bit. And it's neat because I've come up with uh, I'm working on a sermon series for when we come back together called "But God." And because we can question God, why in the world, God, are you doing this? Why would you allow this to happen? Why would you allow this disease in? Why would you do something that would shut down your church? Well, in Habakkuk, it's funny because he does the same thing. Habakkuk is to the point he's looking over the nation and the nation of Israel just stumped, saying, Lord, there is such sin and violence in this place. How can you receive honor? How can this nation glorify you? How can this nation do your work? How can you use them, God? What are you going to do about this? And when God tells him what he's going to do, as he reveals to Habakkuk what he's going to do, then Habakkuk starts questioning him again. He says, but God, why would you do it that way? Why would you use those wicked people to do this? Why would you? Well, you see what's happening is the questioning of God's method, forgetting that God is God and God is in control. And so, as we read through and study this book, and as God prophesies the back, by the end of the book, it's a long, whopping book of 3 chapters. And so I challenge you to go read it for yourself and be challenged and comforted in it. We see by the end, Habakkuk is encouraged, remembering that God is in control and God has a plan. But in the beginning of the book of Habakkuk, there's one verse that really stands out to me, and I want to challenge you with it. Listen to what God says to start out his conversation with Habakkuk. In Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 5, he says, Behold ye among the heathen, and regard, and wonder marvelously. For I will work a work in your days, which ye will not believe, though it be told you. Listen, God says, listen, I'm going to do great things. But if I were to tell you, you wouldn't believe what I'm doing. You wouldn't believe how I would receive glory through what I'm going to do. Well, here we are in 2020. No, I'm not saying Habakkuk was prophesying for today. There's parallels in what God is promising Habakkuk. God is saying to us, listen, you don't understand why and what my purpose is. However, just watch and see. He's telling you and I, just be faithful. Remain faithful to what I've taught you, what I've called you to do, what you know you're supposed to do. Remain faithful to God's word and to prayer. Be very faithful to his church. Be faithful in living righteousness. And just watch what God is going to do through this. How we can honor him. How he will receive glory. And let us just be encouraged and trust that God is God and God has a plan. And we just pray that soon and very soon we will be back together singing, praising, hugging, and being challenged by God's word. I miss you, but this verse is very encouraging to me, knowing that God has a plan and God has a purpose. And soon we will see how God is showing himself through this. Love you, miss you, and I'm praying for you. And hopefully I see you real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.